hi, my virtual friend. What's going on? I'd like to say happy Friday, and I hope that you have squeezed more out of your day than the day has squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi. I welcome you to this late or early live, depending where you are tuning in from. I myself am from Southern California. It is very late or super early in the morning. So let me know what time it is where you are. It is 1:34 a.m. And gotta do what you gotta do. When you gotta go live, you gotta go live. So listen, I can't be the only person that would want more respect, just in general, right? Just having more respect from people, I think it's a sign that you're doing okay. Dita Bondi, how are you? Julianne, what's going on? Lisa, how are you guys? I see you guys on TikTok. Julianne, how are you? So I'm gonna share with you seven super duper, very simple ways that you can get more respect when you speak to people. Number one, and these may surprise you because they are so simple, right? They are so simple and they're so basic. Like, we shouldn't even talk about this stuff. But hey, gotta talk about it. Number one, listen more than you speak. Hey, I remember this a long time ago. They taught us in sales, and this one guy said, "Hey, in sales, you listen more than you speak. You have two ears and one mouth, so you listen twice as much as you speak." I like that. You know, most people they listen to you to reply. They don't listen to understand. See, when you ask, when somebody asks, "How are you?" Right? They don't really like care how you are. They're just waiting for you to ask them how they are. Most people just want to reply, not understand. Feeling heard when you are in front of somebody and they are speaking, they're talking, and you give them a feeling that they are being heard by you. That's one of the greatest gifts you can give somebody. It's going to feel amazing. Amazing enough where you can put yourself in that situation. Imagine if you're speaking your heart out and somebody on the other side gives you this feeling that they understand, they're plugged in. And here's another thing, don't interrupt, let them go on and f- finish their thoughts completely, and then you can respond. So I think we killed that one. Listen more and then you speak. Number two, this is a cool one, be kind to everyone. Now, see, you can be kind to the people that matter to you, right? You can be kind to the people that, you know, are your boss, your family, uh, your neighbor, maybe, right? But if you treat the waitress, the janitor, the guy that opens the door for you when you walk into your office, the bus boy, see, that's the real deal. That's being kind to everyone. That is not selective kindness. That's universal kindness. And I encourage you to practice that. Be polite to everybody. Sheila, how are you? What's going on? How are you? Number three. This is a good one. This is one that um, I I wasn't practicing this way back when. This is something that I've implemented, not recently, but in the past few years, and I love it. And that is think before you speak. I used to just, right? But you got to understand, once words leave your mouth, you can't like bring them back. So, and man, words can be like, they can be destructive, right? They could be just really killing you, right? So speak with honesty, speak with kindness, speak with purpose. I always say when you speak, your words have to be pregnant with meaning, which means they got to mean something, right? And I've done a couple, I think I've done a live on this before. I'm pretty sure I have. Yeah, I have. Um, on in every conversation there has to be a Tim, but in this live, this is not where we are going to be talking about that. But just know that, hey, you know what? Remember the three things before you say it. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it necessary for me to say this? And is it kind? Thank you for all the love, you guys. I appreciate you. Right? And you guys on YouTube, I see you. Rank, how are you? Ranky. So, number four. This is, it goes along with everything else. Use polite words. That's going to bring you respect. When you use profanity in your sentences, that's not going to gain you any respect, especially if you're talking with a stranger for the first time, right? You want to use words like please, thank you, excuse me, I'm sorry. Um, like, these are not like, you don't have to pay to say these words, right? These are like free, but they are so powerful because you show that you actually are polite, right? Um, make them part of your everyday um, life, vocabulary, I guess. Number five, um, I got to work on this one. I just got to admit it. I got to work on this one, and that is respect other people's time. Being late does not just waste time. It really does send a message to the other person that your time is more important than theirs. I'm too timid to talk, but now you talk, baby. Right? So a mentor of mine in the man back in the day, he used to say, um, "Early is on time is late, late is unheard of." I like that, right? And it would be nice to get there 5-10 minutes early, you know, if that's possible, right? Number six, I cannot stress this enough. I have been, I have gone through this and have experienced this, and and that is stay humble. If you don't stay humble, um, God has a way of humbling you. Just real talk. Listen, you don't, you, you don't show real confidence just by being loud and obnoxious. Something I had to learn. You don't have to prove your worth with your um, volume, right? You don't have to do that. Your actions will speak. Hey, you're using polite words, you're being kind to everyone, you're respecting everyone's time, you listen more than you speak, you stay humble, that all kind of blends together. Yeah, I was definitely, I was definitely loud. I was very obnoxious as a, yeah, I was a troublemaker. And stay teachable. There's always something to learn. I say this, you'll hear me say this very often now, but I say I left my ego backpack somewhere long time ago. I don't even know where it is anymore. So, um, don't have it anymore. Thank you for all the love, you guys. But yeah, so let's see. We had other comments. Victoria, how are you? Good to see you here. Um, and let's see. So that was number 6, stay humble. And number 7, I've said this many times. Maybe I have to work on this too. But I'm actually getting better. Put your phone away. Put your phone away. That's so disrespectful when you're talking to somebody and they're on their phone. Now, I haven't done that. Like, if I'm talking to somebody, I'm not just. But um, people really do deserve, a little bit of your presence, if not all. Come on. You would want that in return. So why not make sure you give that, right? Keep your phone out of sight, put it on silent. Nobody's gonna, you know, no, it'll be okay. Life will be all right. And you can come back to it. So, um, these are things that are so simple, right? And like we shouldn't even be teaching this stuff. This stuff like should be like basics. But yet not everyone practices these, right? So if you really want to gain that respect, um, these 7 points, gotta implement them, put them into practice um, tomorrow. And the good thing is, you and I get plenty of chances to practice. There's plenty of people that we talk to that we could listen more than we speak. We can use better words. We can respect their time and all that, right? So let me know in the comments which one is the one that you're having the most difficult time with. That's the challenge for you. Drop it in the comments. I'm curious to know. Um, para, paralogize, paralogize. Okay. How do I leave my ego behind? I'll give you this. Your ego ain't your amigo. Once you realize that, hey, you may not know all the answers, and you may come across somebody that may know one or two of the answers to your questions. You may have 1,000 questions. You may run into a person that may be able to answer two of your questions, right? In that case, you can say, "Well, I'm better than them. What is this guy or this kid or this woman or what have you can teach me?" Right? Well, that's when ego kicks in, and that's when you're an ego, right? So if you become somebody who is truly thirsty for growth and knowledge, then you'd open the door and be open minded to anyone teaching you. I remember in college, I don't think I've ever admitted this. I remember in college, I was pre med, and I was taking anatomy, physiology together, and and it was insane. And I was dissecting cadavers as well, so it was crazy. And I had calculus on top of all this, and math was just like it was crazy for me. I couldn't handle. I had a hard time with math. When you get to calculus and stuff, I was just like, what? And I remember I had a tutor, and this was the only time I had a tutor, and this tutor would teach me physics and math and stuff. And I was in college. I was second year in college, so I was a sophomore, and he was 12. He was 12 years old, and he was about to graduate and go to med school at 12. But I learned so much from that kid. And ever since then, I learned that I can learn from anybody. Doesn't matter what age, or I could unlearn something from somebody. Somebody does something that I really don't like. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore, or do. So you can always learn or unlearn from anybody, right? So, yeah, that's interesting. I've never talked about that with anybody. I don't think. I wonder what happened to that kid. It's probably like some brain surgeon somewhere. Um, but that guy was money, dude. That kid was amazing. He was 12 years old. The first time I saw him with his dad, and I'm like, you brought your kid, because I thought the dad was the tutor. I'm like, you brought your kid to a tutoring session? He goes, oh, no, no, no. I just drive him because he can't drive. I'm like, what? He's all like, oh, he's your tutor. What? That was crazy. I'm like, are you serious? Thank you, appreciate it. I'm like, are you serious? And he's all like, yeah. I'm like, okay, okay. And he proved to be like a genius. He was like, this kid was a genius. So anyway, so I kind of learned that, hey, I could learn from the best of them, and I could learn from the worst of them. I'll give you one last example before I leave. I'll give you this. I was in the mortgage industry for 19 years, and I used to train salespeople. And one of the things I used to do, I have them sit and listen, barge into a live phone call um, of the worst salespeople. And everybody had this. What are you doing? Like, why would you have them listen to the worst salespeople? And it's not always about what you can learn. It's sometimes about what you can unlearn, right? You can see what worst salespeople do, and then if you want to be the worst salesperson, then you do that. Most people don't want to be the worst salesperson, so they undo those behaviors or thoughts, and it works it's very effective. Um, so yeah, I mean, I have learned from kids, from all kinds of people. I'm just I like to learn, and you know what? It's just interesting because if you're open to that, it's just very interesting because people have very unique thoughts. You know, it's very unique to them, and it's it's um, it's pretty amazing. Um, so I digress. Hopefully that helped a little bit, but remember, your ego ain't your amigo. you know, and yeah, hopefully that helps. With that, hey, you guys, if you're not connected with me, following me, subscribe to me, all this good stuff, let's go already. Let's do this dance. Follow me, connect with me, subscribe. Make sure you do it on multiple platforms, because if you're doing it on YouTube, I can't communicate back. Kind of sucks. But if you got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or what have you, for sure. Danny, what's up? Connect with me, subscribe to me, so I can say what up. And yeah, with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. I appreciate you guys, especially if this is your first time. Hopefully it won't be your last time. With that, I'm Sean Azimi. You can find me on multiple platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Threads, and I go with Side Gig Sean. I'm somebody who went from corporate America to an online gigpreneur. I help folks make some extra money using the online space. Why not? Let's go up right there. Let's do this dance. If that excites you, if that resonates with you, you like that idea, then you can always go to sidegigshawn.com and see if I can help you out. With that, I'm signing out until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.